Hello, I'm Tom Booker, Senior Instructor. Thank you for joining me. This video tutorial is over the open hand strike from the wedge guard position. Now, for the open hand strike itself, we're going to be using the palm of the hand to strike with. So I want to be sure I'm pulling my fingers and thumb back away from my palm a little bit so I can focus the strike through my palm. I don't want to be striking with my fingers. These are really flexible. They're not really good for this kind of strike. My palm is nice and solid. I can focus a lot of force if I use my palm. Now, we're going to start off working from a wedge guard position, feet spread out, knees bent, front arm up to defend. And I'm going to bring my backhand up here so that my striking hand is up near my ear here. And I'm just going to use a little twist of my hips and shoulders to bring this across and through in front of my face. Now, across and through this way. Across and through. Across and through. And now I can add my front hand, back and front, and then I'm coming back into my wedge. And again, back and front and wedge. Back and front and wedge. And then we can take it a little faster. Back, front, and wedge. Back, front, and wedge. Back, front, and wedge. Now let's have a look at this from the side. Yeah, we'll start with just the backhand. I'm bringing it up here. Fingertips are up by my ear, across and through here. Just a little twist of my hips and shoulders is all this takes. But I want to be sure that I'm using that twist of my hips and shoulders, that I'm not just using my arm. My arm on its own simply isn't that strong. It's not that fast either. Across and through here, and then the front hand. Across and through, and I'm coming back into my wedge. Back and front and wedge. Now a little faster. Back, front, and back into my wedge. Back, front, and back into my wedge. All right, now let's have a look at this on a target. Going to work with a blocker here set up about head high. And I'm going to start, again, backhand. Just across and through like that. I'm going to touch and push. I want to make sure, again, I'm using my palm here. I'm pulling my fingers back away, that I'm not using the fingers here. If I'm a little too far away, I'm going to flip this with my fingers. My fingers are just going to bend and slide off. If I make contact with my palm, I'll get a good solid strike. And then lay up the front hand. Touch and push. Touch and push. And right back. Touch and push. Touch and push. Just make sure you can find your target, that you're not using your fingers, and also that you're not having to lean in to reach. Once you got your distance, we'll start going a little faster and harder. Strike. Strike. Just use that twist of your hips and shoulders. 1, 2. And we can go a little bit faster. 1, 2, 1, 2. Thank you, Mr. Discipline. Done just out in the air, this way, it doesn't look a tremendously powerful strike. It looks like I'm just shooing a fly away, something like that. When you actually start working on this with target, you'll find that done correctly, this can generate a great deal of power. It's a highly effective self-defense skill. But it does have to be done correctly. I've got to get that twist of my hips and shoulders and I've got to be using my palm. If I'm just flipping around with my arms this way, no, there's not a lot of power there, and it's not going to do much good. This, very, very different. All right, that is our open hand strike. Thank you for joining me.